Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish back with some more Titan Quest. And we are leaving Kalpanger. Kalpanger? We're way north, folks. And we're heading even more north in this part of Scandia. As we look for the Fjord. Right here, where supposedly the Dvergr keystone may have been dredged up from the depths, where the long-vanished race threw it in order to keep it safe. That is a live seal, because it's flopping around a little bit. He doesn't care. Hello, seal. So, yeah, last time there were squabbling merchants. There was an angry goddess. Freya was really upset to see us in her husband's shrine, apparently, but like, you know. Wait, oh gosh. The Fjord F-150. It's something, but I don't know what. So I will forbear to comment because I'm not sure that I have enough cores to process that. Fjord F-150. Well, that's alright. We might as well start early. Like, if we're going to make bad jokes all day, then we might as well just go ahead and get started. And you know that's what we're going to do. Because, I mean, you already see what I've named the stream. Like a Norwegian blue up in here. Ah, it's been a while since we saw one of those, Ichthian shamans that had defense in nature. But not long enough. I'm sick of this guy. Wildly. Well, or perhaps appropriately, because it has been a long time. We've come a long way. You know, we've gotten many, many, many weapon upgrades and equipment upgrades. Maybe it's not surprising that they are going down way faster than their southern brethren. Oh, man. Oh, well, speaking of gear changes, by the way, I said I was going to do it, and I did it. Check it out. Oh, my goodness, y'all. I had to make so many different mule characters in order to carry everything. So many. Because, thankfully, a feature of Ragnarok is that you can create experienced heroes. And what that means is that there's a box you can check when you go to create a new character, and it will set them at an appropriate level and with an appropriately accompanying amount of money for a character to begin the content of the Ragnarok expansion pack. And so the reason that that is super helpful... Ichthian Whomper. Oh, well, I see. We're off to a great start. Whoop. Get rid of this shaman. But the reason that that is... Hello. Welcome. Well, right now we're fighting bears and fish people. We've got to find that Dvergr keystone that they dredged up out of the fjord. So you are right on time, because this is the very beginning of the stream. We haven't really done anything yet. But yeah, as I was saying, the experienced hero option sets your new character at an appropriate level with an appropriate amount of money to engage the Ragnarok content right away. And so, because of that, that was really helpful in this instance. Because, of course, you know that you can expand your caravan storage. But that costs money. And a brand new created character at level 1 is just not going to have that money. And we had a lot of stuff to store, y'all. Look at that. I'm picking up, like, stuff that I don't really want accidentally. Go. Ugh. Another one of those. I'm never ready for that sound effect. Let me go ahead and, yeah, throw those down. We don't want that. But we had so much stuff to store. So the piddly storage of a level 1 character back in Helios was just not going to cut it, so I was fortunately able to make mule characters to hold all of our blue items and set items and things like that, using the experienced hero option, and therefore I could immediately, upon character creation, purchase all of the expanded storage, which is really quite great. And yes, I am. We're on Eastern time here. New York and Miami time. Look at this. Oh, I don't care for that. Oh, that's right. This is the boss. My bad. There we go. Oof. Let's get one of our summons out here to help. Goodness gracious. He's not that bad, but if you're not ready for him and you run in like that, you'll see that he's pretty rough. Or he can be a bit of a stonewall. Oh. I know how that is. I've got friends all over the place that it can be really difficult to hang out or to arrange to do anything because, you know, it's 8 a.m. for them, and it's 6 p.m. for me. So it's like, I'm home from work. I'm ready to have a good time. Let's do something fun. They're like, I just woke up, have not had a shower, have not had breakfast, and also have to go to my job. So, honestly, time zones should be illegal. We should just all be on the same time. It's equality. Give me a bone pile over a stone pile any day of the week. I mean, that's the secret, right? There you go. I mean, you know, if it's the weekend or, you know, like if you're just in a good mood, then it doesn't matter what time it is. Ooh.
Who's there?
A quest.
Hello? Haven't seen you around. Not here for the landscape, I suppose. What do you want? Do you hunt wolves?
Among other things.
There aren't too many in these parts. But if you happen to have any lupine claws, I could use them.
Okay, so if you were here for the last episode, you may remember that I mentioned we were going to do another quest tied to the Fjord, and that we were going to get a recipe from that, right? So, this is that quest, the Craftsman's Passion. So, if we give him some lupine claws, he's going to give us an item recipe here. We'll head back over this way. There you go, just like the song says. Usually, like a few drinks is supposed to put you to sleep better. Okay, let's see. Where is Caravan? There we go. Gosh, I love that tense bass line.
Good day.
See, look at this. Check it out. Oh my goodness. It's so clean and clear. Okay, here, it's called Ichthian Relic, but this is what we were looking for. And we'll go ahead and put this in the transfer area. So this way, what I'm going to start doing is when this gets close to full, I will just have my mules log in and, you know, like grab it and pick it up. So that way it will stay clean and clear. I have some other friends like that as well, you know, like people whose first language is Portuguese, and they're not always comfortable talking in English, but, you know, sometimes they get into it. Let's see. I don't know if any of this is anything, if this is good. Oh, we do have a Light of Belenus. I don't know if... I think that might be the first one of those that we've gotten. Yeah, this is for shields and amulets. Gives you a 3% chance of fire retaliation or stun retaliation, and also increases your health with a scaling percentile bonus. So that is a really good upgrade, especially for something like a shield if you're playing defense. Definitely. So, let's see. I don't know that many Russians, no. Unfortunately. I have a few acquaintances who are Russian, but... Is this... Cold damage, frostburn. Yeah, this is actually not bad. Check that out. If you have the Storm Mastery, this would actually be a pretty good staff. But mostly, check that out. Level 15. Like, that's why it's not bad. It has a high intelligence requirement, but you don't have to be very high level to use it. So, that's pretty sweet. But let's not forget what we came here for. We have all of these lupine claws. Let's take him some. Okay, these are identical, so it doesn't matter which one. I'll just grab that one and we'll head back to him. And over this way. No, I'm not on the coast. Thank goodness, because we've got hurricanes here. Multiple hurricanes, I should say. For those of you who might be watching this in the future, for context, it is still 2020, if you can believe that, and there are multiple hurricanes.
You have lupine claws? Ah, Skadi bless you. It is just that, I'm already working on another design now. And I didn't really plan to wear it anyway.
Okay.
You can have my sketches, though, if you like them. Here. Not bad, are they? Well, okay, it's not perfect. Just, maybe don't tell people I made this, okay?
Wow, is he that ashamed of it? Well, it doesn't matter to us, because we just leveled up. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see. Okay, so that's done, and we've got the necklace design. We'll go ahead and level up here real quick. Again, we're going to pile this into intelligence because it remains our lowest stat. And we get to keep our lupine claws. Yeah, Eastern Standard Time is a big time zone. So, but, now I don't meet a lot of Russians. Everybody I know who's from there is online. Let's see. I had a math teacher way back in high school who could speak Russian, but he was not a native speaker. It was just a class he took in college. Okay, so it takes 3 lupine claws. Well, we have 2, and then we have 2 pieces of another one. So, that means we just need 3 more pieces of that charm. And with the amount of wolves that we have here available to fight, hopefully we can complete a 3rd one and put that together. Okay, there's not really anything else over this way. So we have done, yep, pretty much all of that. So we'll head this way now. Up the path marked by the wolves. There we go. Way we know we're heading in the right direction. Oh, I almost forgot. How did I forget? How'd y'all let me forget? I gotta put points in our masteries here. So let's see. Okay, there we go. A couple points in this. And, man, where should that last one go? We have quite a few skills that really need more ranks in them. Honestly, an argument could probably be made for some of the ranks that I have put over here maybe should have gone into other skills, and someone could tell you if there was a better build, but it works. It works. But I'm kind of itching to get some of these that have like 9 out of 12 ranks and finish them off. Or like this one, for example. We're halfway through with dodge attacks. We only need 3 more of onslaught. I'm kind of tempted to put it in that, actually, because, you know, 1 more stack of onslaught is always good. Yep, this is mostly a melee build, Because it's Warfare and Dream. So we've been dual wielding all the way, baby. And... So I've got all these things that, like... Maybe this isn't a bad idea. Increase the debuff of our battle standard. Huh. Let's see. Oh, Phantom Strike. You mean right here, the teleport attack? Yeah, now we've just been using Distort Reality for this build. Because we get surrounded a lot. So we let them come to us and then blast them with that petrification and that damage over time. It works like a charm. You know, I am going to put this in dodge attacks, I think. There we go. Because we're halfway through with that, and it's such a good skill, so... Yeah, Warfare and Dream stack really well. It's one of my favorite builds. Thank you for stopping by. Good luck to you.
I told you people I wanted to be left alone. There's nothing up here for you.
We keep running into old hermits in the snow.
Why would you want to go there? Even if you found it, it's been locked for centuries. Don't you know the place is cursed? You will not find anything along this path except snow and death.
Gosh, these... So I have said that the the voice work is a little up and down, but overall I like it. But some of these, like what I presume are like fake Scandinavian accents, I don't know. It's like they heard a Scandinavian accent in a show and just decided to mimic that. You know, actually, you have a point. It almost makes me think of, oh, there was a Monty Python skit like that where it was all of these hermits, and they were like, you know, welcoming each other to the neighborhood and borrowing each other's goats and talking about what kind of moss to use to decorate their caves. Carnunos' Majesty. Alright. I don't think we finished one of those yet, so... That either makes the first finished one, or that's the second part of one. We'll check next time we go back to town. Well, that was a poorly timed Distort Reality on my part. They all ran away from that. Whee! Back around this way. And up here. Let's see if I can do a little bit better. There we go. It's because one of them had a bow and the other was a spellcaster, so of course I got in the middle of them and popped it right as they ran. Oh, this one's got a throwing axe. There's a bunch of archers here. They're getting smart. They're attacking us from long range. Personally, I don't care for it. Look at all of these spellcasters. There's just a whole bunch of them. It's nasty. It's wrong. Only we are allowed to use ranged attacks. I thought I'd made this clear. Anything over here? Oh, more Yaren. Lining up to be defeated by the Godsbane. Ooh, floor cache. So that's where we're supposed to go, which means, of course, we're going to go the other way first. As is tradition. But yeah, I mean, think about it, right? With regard to the hermits. There was Might and Magic 6, where we found the old hermit on top of the mountain who knew how to make it stop snowing. And then, Frostmaster. That sounds like a He-Man villain. Oh, that links up right there. I thought that was part of the cliff, but it's actually stairs. I forgot. And then there was something else. We found another hermit. Oh, in Icewind Dale. Yeah, the diviner, that Seeress. And she had moved way, way out to live in that, like, permafrost glacier. So that's another hermit in the snow. And now there's this hermit in the snow who's just kind of like in passing, you know, but still. Okay. Persephone's Tears is really going to come in handy here. Because, as you can already tell, there are a lot of undead. There are the Yeren as well, but there's going to be a lot more... what are they called? I get the word Dvergr stuck in my head, and Dvergr. There we go. Can't remember the other one because they're so close together. Dvergr and Dvergr. But one means zombie and the other means dwarf. Ooh. This, I mean, like, I feel like you can see down there, and maybe there's rock as part of this bridge, but a lot of it looks like it's just ice that's built up, and that kind of thing always makes me nervous to go across it because you're waiting for it to fall out from underneath you. Like, you just know. It's a question of when, not if. Ooh, hot springs. Where's the heat coming from? This high up. We'll find out. You can see the ruins poking up through the snow. Someone has tried to build here before. But are these Dvergr ruins? Or, because of course it calls it the ancestral lands, are these maybe the ruins of, like, people who tried to build near the Dvergr halls? People who settled near them in the hope of getting inside, looting their treasures, that kind of thing, claiming their knowledge. Also, it's hard to tell, but it looks, at least to me, like those skeletons are kind of size appropriate. They are shorter than the skeletons that we have fought in the past, so that you can see that, you know, they are in fact dwarves. Oh no, a bear rider. I don't like that. I don't like anything about that. Bears are bad enough by themselves, then you want to put a saddle on one? Ugh. Oh my gosh. Like, I get it. Oop. There we go. That perspective. A pack of wolverines. That's just not a problem anybody needs. I mean, okay, so on the one hand, imagine the fame, the infamy, if you will, you know, the rep that you would cultivate by going home after being out in the snow all day and saying, you know, today I fought 10 wolverines. Someone's bound to say, what, all at the same time? You say, yes. Oh yes, 10 wolverines simultaneously. But on the other hand, like, unless you bring back the wolverines' skins or something, like the pelts, who's going to believe you because they were wolverines? I feel like even at this point in our career as the Godsbane, as someone having defeated both Typhon and Hades, if we went up to some NPC and were like, so today we fought 10 wolverines at the same time, they'd be like, tell us another one. Pull the other leg, it has bells. As Terry Pratchett would have said. Sir Terry Pratchett. May he rest in peace. There we go, walked right past that rebirth fountain. It's too far away for it to activate. Okay, we're almost to the gate. Which actually, I really like this part of the game. The Darklands dungeons. I like the music. I like the atmosphere. And I like the kind of mysterious, arcane nature of it. It's very much and I know I keep bringing this up and making these comparisons partially as jokes, just so I can kind of poke fun at Skyrim and Todd Howard. But if you have played Skyrim, which you probably have, then chances are good that in that or Oblivion or Morrowind, you have been in some Dwemer ruins. And those are actually some of my favorite parts of those games because of the sense of mystery and the sense of, like, these places were alive and now the place itself is kind of dead and forgotten. And it's just a weird feeling, to be in there. Okay, abominable mold. Now, they look like the magical oozes we fought back in, like, Act 2 in Egypt. But you'll notice they're actually classified as plants, because they're mold this time, not like arcane goo or garbage slime. Which is kind of an interesting gimmick. They wanted to put plant monsters here in this dungeon, and it was like, well, how are we going to do that? Well, mold. So it's a neat idea. And I have often pointed to this in the past and will continue to do so. But for those of you who play, like, tabletop role-playing or who write in a collaborative role-play, Dungeons and Dragons kind of stuff, then, that's a good idea. That's a good takeaway. If you need a plant monster deep in a dungeon, but you're way underground, and you're not sure exactly how to insert one, well, mold monsters. There's a good answer. And it's something that they do have standard in the bestiary, I believe, so that way you can just kind of throw one in off the cuff if you're in a hurry. We're getting closer. And you can see there's the quest marker. Almost said quest monster. The ancient mechanism. There you go, the southern gate. It implies that there are gates in other directions. You can feel a little bit of building tension in the music there. This is very very Lord of the Rings, like you're going up to the gates of Erebor, the Lonely Mountain. It's a cool feeling. It's like, is this why people become archaeologists? I always keep trying to attack wolverines for a couple seconds too long after they're already dead, because they have that death animation where they sort of like wobble while they're still standing and don't just flop over all at once. Like, most enemies actually don't really have a death animation like that. They just fall over. But the wolverines take a second to die, and because of that I keep trying to hit them. Sometimes to my detriment, because of course there are usually other wolverines who are still attacking me. Okay, well, so we have our cube, the Ichthian relic. Here's our gate. Speak, friend, and enter. Oh. So it takes a second to open up, during which time we have to fend off several waves of enemies. Don't worry, it's not that big of a deal. See? There we go. What lies below? Let's find out. And immediately, new architecture. Check this out. I love these environments. This is a great way to do an underground dungeon. Oh, look here. What have we here? Aki, a Dvergr outcast, you say?
Oh, so you opened the gate. Didn't they teach you to close the door behind you? You must be mighty indeed, and foolish too. Foolish. Ha! Perhaps one comes with the other, like you come to me. But a door is made for people to pass through, no? What did you do in that hostile whiteness? Their bones are still outside. And in here, there is only blackness. And dust. Dust and bones, black and white.
I feel like he's supposed to give off more of an air of, like, sort of, crazed loneliness. Like, if I had been given those voice lines, I would have delivered them very differently. But, and you can see, too, they're being presented a little bit more like elvish than dwarves, but then also the line is somewhat blurry in some Scandinavian mythology.
It has been long since I heard from the great halls. But if you are determined to go down, Durin and Valin you should seek. Ah, the forge.
See, like, that's just, honestly, I don't have many criticisms of this game, but that really is just a very poor delivery of those lines. It's not great. Ooh, some traps. That is great, on the other hand. We've not seen those in a while. Maybe we'll get some more mechanical parts. Or maybe not yet. Bats. Hey, we can always use some bat fangs. Come on. Gather round. There we go. Nope, no bat fangs? Okay. Sure. Let it go off once, and then maybe I can kill it before it hits us. Aha. See? That new weapon upgrade we got in the last episode is going a long way towards improving our performance. Oh. There we go. Oh no, angry dwarves with cannons. You didn't think that dwarves wouldn't have, like, you know, steampunk weapons, did you? Of course they will. Of course they're going to have grenade launchers. You gotta. It's tradition. And for those of you who may just be joining us and you're wondering why in the world I am running around and, like, mindlessly into these quarters and then ducking back out. Ooh, hey, a blue item. That is because I'm trying to fill out all of the map to make sure that we don't miss anything. Alright, we got our first blue drop. We leveled up pretty quickly as well. We're making good progress. Oh, look at him in his little chair up there. It's got him a little, not quite a howdah, but something like it. We'll check the stats on that item here as soon as I can come up with a clear location. There we go. That's probably good. Okay, so. Okay. See if any of this is any good at all, but first, okay, Heron's Gear, which is, of course, a shield. Pretty good pierce resistance, decent sleep resistance, bonus to health, energy regen, defensive ability, and +2 to rapid construction. That's not bad at all, actually, if you have the right mastery. Let's see here. That's not as good as what we have. I really like the +5% total damage. And of course, a boost to health and energy is always good. But that health regen, though. I don't know. It is more armor. Maybe those are better. Maybe those are better. Huh. Okay, we'll think about it. Whomper, that's not going to be better. Slow. Okay, this. +17% attack speed, +22% physical damage. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. I think we did it. We finally found something that's better than Sabretooth. Even the augmented Sabretooth. With the lupine claw in it. Yeah. Because it improves when we put it over Sabretooth. But if we replace our Sayax, our Sword of Reckless Power, feel free to tell me how that's pronounced because I do not know, then it actually goes down. Yeah, it's like the end of an era, man. We've had this sword since we got it back in Asia. Well, let's see. Cold resistance, bleeding damage, poison damage, avoid projection. That's not bad, but it's not better than our Gauntlets of Implacable Will. Exalted Shaman Mantle Spirit. That is not better because it's a flat plus 10 armor rather than the 18% armor protection. So we are still struggling to find something better than the Darkseer armor that we picked up in Act 4. But this... Well, so we're not taking that Lupine Claw out of Sabretooth because that would destroy Sabretooth. So if it's already better than Augmented Sabretooth with the claw in there, even without being augmented itself, there's no reason not to go ahead and switch. So 273 and 507 to 317 and 549. Folks, that's a huge jump, and it's because of that 22% physical damage. I feel like that's probably, like, this is going to be our new Sabretooth. It's going to be hard to top that because of that bonus. And then this, an additional 5% damage in exchange for all that health regeneration, because the energy bonus is actually better. So if we take the essence of opponent's horses out of our Gigantes leg plates and put them into the Ichthian scale guards, those may be better because it's also 36 more armor. So we're losing a big hefty chunk of health regeneration, but that's become less and less of an issue as time has gone on. Like, I still crave health regen out of habit, but let's be real. We suck down so many potions that our health regen probably just flat out doesn't matter. Because if it doesn't matter during combat, then, like, it doesn't matter out of combat because we could stand there as long as we wanted. It just takes less time if our health regen is faster. So, which also honestly tells me, I've just talked myself into it. I've been thinking about taking all of our points out of Trance of Convalescence and possibly putting them back into Trance of Empathy. So we would lose health and energy regen, but we would gain health drain and a Thorns effect. And that may just be better at this point. You would think Trance of Wrath would be, like, objectively better. And it's not bad because it does cause skill disruption and damage over time, as well as reduced resistances just in a radius around you. So everyone who closes with us is just going to constantly take damage. That could be helpful because you can use that as a tactic. Like when we were fighting Typhon and we were just running in circles around him, he would have been taking damage the whole time. And with a lot of points in it, the electrical burn damage does add up very quickly. So that's something we can try maybe before we go back to Trance of Empathy and see how it affects our strategy. And, you know, before we commit. I don't use Trance of Wrath a lot. I'm feeling like Trance of Empathy is the way to go because our attack damage is so high. If we pump all of our points into it, the health drain and damage reflected are also going to be very, very high. So what we can do is we can respec, get these 9 points out, and then just dump all 9 into one or the other and see what it looks like, and then we can hit undo and try the other one. We'll take care of that when we get back to town. For now, we'll add it to our to-do list. We're going to head on down. Now you can see, look here, and some mechanical parts. These braziers actually have coals in them down here, so we're starting to get into the actual occupied parts of the ruins. Yes, thank you. We'll do that when we get back then. So maybe this is a semantic question, but like, are they still ruins if people actively live there? I don't think they are. Part of my positive opinion of this level is doubtless in no small part due to like my love for Diablo. Okay, got that. We'll head back this way first, because wherever you see a rebirth fountain, of course that's the direction you're supposed to go, broadly speaking. Go. But yeah, this area is like very... Oh, Austria Nar. Let's get all our help out. This is not a difficult fight with all the buffs that we have. But here's the thing. Nar, Tyrannical Mage. See, there you go. Austria the Greedy Warlord. It has 2 phases. And of course, you're not expecting that because, generally speaking, that doesn't happen. Like, you know, once or twice in the past we have encountered enemies that had a second form. But that one, they just kind of spring it on you and it's like, oh... But I love that they have the double throne up on top of that big lizard monster thing. And then when you bring it down, they just like hop off and start fighting you. Ancient chest. You can see there's a shop there as well. Okay, let's pause for a second. I said let's pause for a second. Oh, Lord. Okay. I have to kill this other cannoneer as well. And you too? Okay. Give me some space. I just want to live. Can I live? Here we go. The pointed helmet. 129 armor. 82% pierce resistance. Well. 58% sleep resistance. 35% stun resistance. 20% chance of piercing retaliation, which is pretty decent. I mean, that's a 1 in 5, which usually when you have a retaliation chance, the percentage is not that high. Plus 29% strength. Plus 3 to Iron Will, plus 2 to weapon training, which is great because, of course, that is warfare. Grant skill movement speed, activated when equipped. 10-meter radius plus 15% total speed, so it buffs everyone. The downside is minus 10% to dexterity. So that's a penalty that actually gets bigger as your dexterity score increases. See, because look. That drops our dexterity down to 278. Now, on the other hand, it does slightly increase our damage. But it is a piece of armor. And notice our combined armor up here. It actually goes down a little bit. And part of that is just because of the Alala actually has a bonus to armor and defensive ability. So this has great resistances. I love the bonus to strength. I don't think it's better than what we have on because of that penalty to dexterity, unfortunately. This is not a bad piece of body armor, but it's not good enough to replace what we have. It's not as good as the Darkseer. Ooh. Now here's something. This is a thing. Is this something? So we were looking at these, right? 5% total damage, plus health and energy. These have the same amount of armor, but give elemental and stun resistance, plus 1 health regeneration per second, which will help to offset losing the Gigante's leg plates bonuses. And then also plus 29% physical damage, where this is 5% total damage. So let me see here. 549, 566. This is 621. Those, okay. So this, our total damage should be affected, or should affect things like distort reality as well. But even though 5% is, like, any increase is good, I think 29% increase, that much of a bonus to our physical attack that we're using constantly, instead of just a 5% bonus to our spell that we use sometimes. I think that may be the way to go. So I think that's our upgrade. So this granite golem is just basically a palette swap of the summon that you get from the Earth Mastery. They're tough. They deal pretty respectable damage. You don't want to get hit by them. I'm getting just a little bit of lag spiking sometimes. Y'all, I'm sure, can see it when it slows down like that, so... Okay. I can't remember. I feel like this loops back around and connects. But, see, we've got the ancient chest up there, and then we also have, like, down here is a shop. Okay, we're already here. I'm gonna continue to explore this area a little bit, because I just flat out cannot remember. This is too late in the game, and it's like the further we get, the closer to the end of Titan Quest we come, the fuzzier I am on the details, because of course you have to play through the entire game in order to get to this part. So that means that I have seen the least of this area specifically. Or these areas, I should say. Especially considering that, you know, Ragnarok is new. And so, you know, I spent years playing through original Titan Quest and Immortal Throne before Ragnarok came out. A superior health potion. Ah. Oh, centipedes. Forgot those were down here. I apologize. But so that means that the Ragnarok content and the Atlantis content, I just have not... I simply haven't been through it as much. Here's the rune tablet. An incomplete stone tablet engraved with Dvergr markings. Since it said incomplete, you'll notice that, you know, like, there's other pieces. Ooh! Another formula. That's the Sunstone, which I believe we already have one of. But I'll double check just to be sure. Dragon King, Monkey King, Raptor Tooth. And this is a really good Earth Mastery artifact. See, bonus to physical, fire, burn, vitality, fire resistance, skill disruption, protection, and +1 to Ring of Flame. Overall, quite good. Those sound effects sound like something from Might and Magic 6. Don't they? Like, if you didn't watch Might and Magic 6, if you haven't seen that yet, all my other playthroughs, of course, are on my YouTube channel. And if you're watching on YouTube, then you're already on my channel, presumably. So don't be afraid to like and subscribe. And you can check out all of the other games that I have played on the channel already, including Might and Magic 6 and 7, which are two of my very, very favorites in the whole world. of all time. I love them. And I hope that you will love them as well. Enough to try them for yourselves, perhaps, if you haven't already. And the same for Titan Quest. If you haven't given Titan Quest a shot, definitely do. And there is a link below the video description whenever I upload these on YouTube that tells you where you can get the game for yourself. Master Forge armbands. Check those out in a moment too. Okay, there we go. There's our little like town. Oh, come on. Come on, let me pick that up. Usually the game is really good about if something clips through the level and falls down like that, you can still pick it up. It's not letting me right now. Oh, well. Sometimes it happens. And we might still be able to pick it up yet. Oh, we're going to find the whole Master Forge set. Goodness. Yeah, see, look at that. Master Forge Cuirass. Master Forge Greaves or Gauntlets that we got. Ooh, little mushroom guys. Forgot about them. Specific Pixel would love those. He has not gotten this far in Titan Quest yet. He's still playing Final Fantasy VII on our Monday streams. I should give that series out, or check that series out as well, because he's really enjoying it. There's not really any way to get back there. Okay, now we finally go back over here. I want that so bad. Oh well. They sound so done. They're just like, eh. Look at this. Random enchanter. In the middle of nowhere. So it's not really a town, but... Let me out. There we go. Back to the ancestral lands. I'm coming out this way because... There we are. The Darklands portal. I want to grab that so that we can teleport back here. And of course there is some stuff along this way. We have more to explore inside. Don't worry. But I want to come over here because you can see right there there's another quest marker. And I want to go ahead and grab that since we're here. Now these, I love these. The sweet spores. They're just a cool looking enemy. And, look here, a new beast charm. Fungoid spores. They enhance weapons, and they give you a percentile chance of a few seconds of sleep, or of slowing an enemy. Both of those can be somewhat devastating. Stun is better than sleep in my opinion, just because you can wake them up from sleeping, but still, if even for an instant, if it takes them out of the fight, then it was useful. So no complaints. You see, it's only a 3% chance, but of course... Well, here, we've already picked up a couple, so... There you can see the superior potions now. Little fat guys, little chunky potions, chunky boys. Alright, here we go. Fungoid spores. See, 6%, 9%, it ramps up pretty quickly, so at 15%, of course, is where it caps, as you might expect. This is not bad low-level armor. It's really solid armor in terms of the score. And then the bonus to, like, reduce damage from constructs and devices is not bad. But it's appropriate for someone with a high strength at a low level. It's not appropriate for us. It's not something that we're going to wear. The benefit of coming this way first as well is that we can always go back using our portal stone. And we can just hit the Darklands portal and go right back inside where we were, where we left off. No harm done. Which we will do, but... Here we go, see? Another rune tablet. That's 2, right? These weird, like, horned beasts. They're not really lizards. Like, they have a lizard-like air because of the tail and stuff, but... Axe of the Betrayer. I don't know that that's... Oh, it's a thrown weapon anyway, so who cares? We're not using those. Those are meaningless to us. Meaningless! Look at that. Little hunter guy with his weird duck face. He'd almost be cute if he wasn't trying to kill us. Oh good, more Epona's horses. We need some of those, because the only completed one that we have, of course, is currently in our boots. I think. I don't believe that we have another one that's actually completed. Because you know my rule, like, normally, if we don't have one, like, already done, that we can use for an arcane formula or something, then I don't use a charm or relic. I try to wait till we've got 2. Oh, that's a ring. That way we still have one left over when we insert it into something in order to augment the equipment. But I feel like when we did Epona's horses, I got excited and threw it in our boots. Kind of like on the spot. I have not gotten any more. Okay. I was thinking I might have picked up some more, whatchamacallit, fungoid spores, but I guess not.
You cannot open this door.
Right, so this is as far as we can go this way. But I got the tablet, that's what I wanted. So we're going to head back in the other direction. Past this random enchanter, whose assistance we don't currently need. And check this out. Big doors. It even looks like Dwemer ruins, doesn't it? Because of the color and stuff. The Master Forge Chamber. Check it out. Listen at that. I love that. That ambient just boom, boom. Look here. That is some good music. I love this track. It's so clever with that heavy use of the hammer striking the anvil in the background. I love it. I love it. Also, it's just really cleverly designed. And remember I said we would find out where the heat was coming from way up here at the top of the mountain, right? Yeah, this is good. This is the good shit.
You look the worse for wear, Wanderer. You'd better buy some of our stock, or the fungoids will get you.
And you hear him say, hey, down here. Like he thought that was pretty funny. Okay. Get rid of all of our junk without selling any of our good items. Yeah, this just really has a good feel to it. I'm a fan. Okay. Garland, Norse Great Helm. Do you have anything good? Anything at all? Valar. Dragon Staff. I love the way that those look. An Aesir Blade of the Siren. 6 to 13 bonus damage. Energy drain. Let's see if that's any good. 317, 549. Not better than that. No, okay. No harm done. No harm in looking. We still haven't found anything better than that honor guard's charm of foresight. It's just really good. Let's see. Oh, I think, yeah, they're selling a new, outfit. So that means it's time for a change.
Good luck.
Okay. Boom. Now, of course, it doesn't look like it did that much, but there you go. I'm gonna show off the Godsbane's abs. The fact that she's ripped, apparently. There we go. Health potions. Alright, I am going to grab all of this just because, first of all, it's rude to leave stuff on the floor in a populated area, but also, it's literally right next to the shop.
You again.
Like, there's no reason not to just convert this to cash. They give you something like that, and it's effectively bearer's bonds.
You'll never find your corpse in these tunnels.
Wow. Ominous. Okay, that's where we're heading. First, though, of course, check this out.
Let your sword rest, trespasser. We are only smiths, and our craft is forgery, not melee. The ones you slew were our hosts and captors. Their deaths will be mourned, but they won't be missed. I am Dvalin, and this is my brother Durin. We are the firstborn of Ymir. We have tended this forge for a very long time, and shall continue to do so beyond the renewal of the world. It is hard but rewarding labor. So behold the great Dvergr hole. Not many humans have seen it, but why are you here?
Why indeed?
The passage to the fifth realm. Long has it been since any Dvergr stood at the topmost eaves of reality. The path you speak of has been closed for a long time, but we remember the way still. There is one thing, however. Although the demise of our self-proclaimed guardians, Osprey and Gnar, pleases us, their defeat leaves us at the mercy of the Fungoids, a savage and terrible race that inhabit the natural caves beneath these mountains. Eradicate them, and we will show you the old path that winds through Midgard.
So there we go. Of course, they put a name on it. That's what they're talking about, is they built a portal that goes between the 9 realms, right?
You come from across many seas on a fool's errand. But you've caught us at a bad time, I'm afraid, as it's the twilight of our race. Well, there's no time like the present. What do you want, trespasser?
I want stuff.
The hammer of Donar, the ring of Wodan. We forged them both, among other things. Yet those are mere trinkets compared to the most beautiful piece of craftsmanship we ever created. You see, for Freya, we created the necklace Brizengame, fairer than any other jewel, and with rubies that shine brighter than the sun. What a masterpiece. And the price was worth all the work.
So we'll find out more about that, and of course you saw the icon over his head. So, we'll be back. Let's see. No, I do want to go on and go this way. No. Oh, wait, no, that's where they send you next. So, no, we need to go back out here. And we're going to go to our portal stone, and that door down in the mines should be unlocked now. Because that's where they want us to go and kill more fungoids. Have to fight Big Mama Fungoid. No surprise there, right? Okay, let's go back to Glauberg real quick. Oh, no. Well, Glauberg will work. I meant to go to Scandia. I just need to get to the caravan. I want to put some charms away, and we'll rearrange our equipment a little bit. And we need to talk to a mystic. Okay. Where is Caravan? I thought there's one here. I must... Well, okay, so... We have to go back to Scandia anyway. No problem. We'll hop over there and then... Come on. Come on. Y'all ever do that? Do y'all just like... Just... Nah, like it's gonna make it go faster? Okay, here we go. Caravan.
What do you have?
Yeah, don't get too enthusiastic. Those. Epona goes over here because we don't have one other than the one we're wearing. See the stew. And the hammer. Okay, there we go. So, the essence of Donar's hammer, right? Donar, of course, is Thor. So, check that out. 10% chance of 1 second of stun. 18% damage to giants. 9% less damage from giants. And an additional 5% chance of 2 seconds of stun. So, it's gonna like... It's basically gonna roll twice to see what we get. And there we go. Okay, all that's done. Fungoid spores we'll put right there. Mechanical parts. Yes, we already have one started. Excellent. Good, good. And I'm going to go ahead and put these right here because we need more lupine claws in order to do this. And weirdly, I may have to go back and farm for a couple more lupine claws just because we've got them all over the place. We've been using them because we had so many because they're a common drop. And now that we need them, of course, I used them all up. I just wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking of saving them. And they, you know, we needed them at the time. So here, I'll put this there. Time to say goodbye to Sabretooth. Another character will make good use of it. And this helmet. And this shield. And now...
Don't die in that cold.
I don't think that there is a mystic here. There's an enchanter here and also back in the Dvergr hole. The Dvergr hole? It means hall, but it sounds like the Dvergr hole.
I can't believe the Aesir would betray us. I won't believe it.
Well, suit yourself, my guy. Cover relic. It's going to cost almost $1 million, but... Oh, well.
Farewell, warrior.
Yup. Boom. There we go. Check that out. So good. Nice. And so much more fashionable than those horrible, bulky plate mail legs. Oh, gosh. I feel like we can move again. Although, to be fair, that was about the first time that we'd worn shoes the entire game. Other than the, like, cheap little default sandals they give you. Kind of like, you know, when you're barefoot in Final Fantasy XIV or something. They can't stand to have you actually be barefoot, so... Okay, now, for a mystic... Because I'm going to go ahead and do this too. I think we actually do have to go back to Corinth. Because there's just not one of those in every single town, even the major ones. So we'll head back that way. And we'll see what happens when we take those points out of Trance of Convalescence.
The transfer of knowledge bears a high price.
Well, that's alright, because thankfully, we've got lots of money we're not using. There we go. Okay. So.
Your choices have been made.
Gosh, I love that music. Alright. So now we've got 9 points. We know what this does, of course. I'm going to miss the energy regeneration more than the health regeneration, but still. We can only use one of these at a time, so if we're going to take points out, we got to take all of them out and move them back, right? So let's see. If we just dump all 9 in here. So then what we're looking at is... Okay, 3 to 10% of attack damage converted to health. Now, that doesn't increase with level. But, of course, as our attack scales... as our damage gets bigger, the percentage becomes more, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying. The damage reflected, on the other hand, does increase, and that's what's good. You can get that up over 50%, so every time somebody hits you, they are just beating the crap out of themselves. And we love that. Okay, so... Now, on the other hand, Trance of Wrath. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, so, makes it a bigger radius, which is good. 130 electrical burn over 4 seconds, 26% reduced resistances, and of course 1 second of skill disruption, because that is like per pulse. So, you know, it doesn't need to increase. So what do y'all think? I'm going to let you make this decision because it's going to have an effect on how we're playing, but also we can definitely change it again later. So do you guys think that we should go for like the damage over time and the skill disruption to enemies that crowd us, so that we are constantly hurting them even when we're not hitting them? And of course that also applies a debuff as well, where they're going to have reduced resistances for all that it matters, because we're using psychic damage. But or do you think that we should go for the Thorns aura, where we're going to drain health and reflect damage back at them? So, let's see, the Nightmare... Right now, what's he got? Dodge attacks, Dream Surge, and he just has Hypnotic Gaze. Are you talking about Mastermind? Where it boosts your pets? Because we've got... Or do you mean Hypnotic Gaze, where it reduces their resistances to the target? Okay. Alright. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because Hypnotic Gaze does 2 things. It does reduce their resistances, but also it adds confusion. So the confusion will still work, I'm presuming, whereas the reduced resistances, the game is going to have to decide which one applies if they're not going to overlap. But the thing about Hypnotic Gaze is it's also single target, and it reduces their resistances by less than Trance of Wrath does, because this is 26% for 4 seconds. This is 6% for 3 seconds. Of course, we only have 1 rank in it, so that would go up, but nonetheless. So this remains a decent single target attack for the confusion effect, but this is better overall for the reduced resistances, I think. Assuming that, you know, the game, you know, applies this to whoever's hit by Hypnotic Gaze as well. But even if they don't, if you're fighting multiple enemies, then this would still be better overall. That is useful to know, though, for sure. That is useful to know. So what do you guys think, then, knowing that that's also a feature of Trance of Wrath? So we're going to have the dot, we're going to have the reduced resistance as a skill disruption. It's going to overlap a little bit with what our Nightmare is doing. Or we can have the health drain, and we can have the Thorns effect. I'll let you decide. And like I said, it's going to change how we're playing a little bit, of course. But if it's just simply not working, if it's untenable, then we just go back to the Mystic, we get our points back, and we put them in the other one. No harm done. Because we have a whole bunch of money, and we're just not using it for anything. Every so often we drop like 1,000,000 gold on building an artifact or retrieving a charm or something. But also, we just had over 10 million, and I didn't even know how much money we had until I actually looked at it in the Mystic screen. So, like, whatever, we're fine. So, let me go ahead and I'm going to load back up the Darklands portal. We'll go straight to our portal stone because we're going to go through that door now. And thank you for pointing that out, by the way, because I did not know that, actually. And like I said, I don't really use Trance of Wrath that much. I usually favor Convalescence or sometimes Empathy. I rarely use Wrath. So I hadn't honestly thought about the Hypnotic Gaze, because to me that's the Confusion Ray, is the way that I think of it. And so I just wasn't thinking about it reducing resistances as well. So that is useful to know. But alright, before we go through this door, let's pick Trance of Wrath, or are we going back to Trance of Empathy? Which one are we going to try? We're going to dump all of our points into one, because again, you can only have one trance. You see it there in the blue text. Only one trance can be active at a time. So if we put points in Trance of Wrath, for example, we can't use Empathy at the same time anyway. We'd have to switch between them. So there's really not much point. You might as well just max one of them out and keep it on all the time, since it's a toggle ability. I don't know which one I favor, so... You think so? Huh. Well, they may know something that I don't know, because, as I've said before, you know, somebody else could probably tell you that based on all the points that you get in a mastery, you know, that I'm sure that there is an optimal build, and I couldn't tell you what that is. But I don't use Trance of Wrath a lot, so let's give it a shot then. We'll try Trance of Wrath. We'll see what it does and how it changes things. And the worst that happens is we spend some more money and we switch to Empathy. Oh, look at that, see? You can see up there. It's definitely having a visible effect. It's dealing significant damage. And the fact that it's electrical burn damage is very helpful, because, of course, just there's not really a lot of enemies that have resistance to electrical burn damage. Because I've said before that, you know, when Immortal Throne came out, the Dream Mastery was kind of a little unbalanced, and I feel like they never really adjusted it. They just made other enemies harder and stuff. So... Okay, Floor Cache, Exalted Druid Garland. These caverns are a little winding. They do loop back around. Of course, they all connect up, just like most caves. There's going to be kind of a donut shape to it at the end of the day. Now you can see, I was complaining about our health regeneration not really, like, meaning much. You can see a difference. We are recovering health much more slowly, because we got rid of Trance of Convalescence and our Gigantes boots at the same time, which also gave us, like, pretty significant health regeneration. But, again, I drink so many potions, like, it's just required at a certain point in the game. You're taking so much damage, you know, all the time. So it just, it's like, whatever. I don't feel like we'll notice it. Because if our health regen is not solid enough that we are seeing significant returns in battle, where we're using fewer potions in actual combat, because it's high enough to, you know, to kind of blunt the need for that, then it's whatever. Because outside of combat, who cares? Spiral Ring, that's easy money to carry around. Now you might think that we're going after another rune tablet, because that's what those quest markers have been recently, right? Like I said, though, you know what's coming up. You can guess. We've got to fight the Big Mama Shroom. I said earlier that Specific Pixel would love these little guys, and he would, but then, like, that's kind of the problem. He would want to make friends with them and would feel bad that he was killing them, you know. He does love his little mushroom guys. Mushroom people. Myconids, is that what they're called in Dungeons and Dragons, I think? Ooh, more fungoid spores. I think we just need one more, actually, to complete our first beast charm. Okay, there we go. Get rid of those guys. These little dudes go down pretty quick, but also, I mean, with the equipment upgrades that we've gotten recently, they should, shouldn't they? I'd be more surprised if they didn't. I'd be more upset if they didn't. Ring. Go this way. These things go down so much easier than the magical slimes in earlier acts. Or maybe it's just, like, we've leveled up so much. There we go. That's the last one of those, I do believe, that we needed to create a completed fungoid spores. Okay, let's... There we go. Join those together. Okay. I didn't really think this was going to be better, but that's not bad. I mean, a base 15 damage bonus, 2 health regen. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Okay. Here we go. It's time to meet Princess Toadstool herself. There we go, the Great Shroom. This big old club, look at that. It's gonna go down quick thanks to these summons, but... There we go, we barely had time to enjoy the music, but you can see it has a dangerous sleep effect. Thanks, guys, high five. There we go. And now, orb. Haha. Okay. Significant floor cache. See, this is why. And more opponent's horses. Nice. This is why it doesn't matter how much money we spend. We're just going to go back to the portal now. Oop. If I can step on my portal. And let us report our success to Durin and Valen. You might recognize those names a little bit too, because of course Durin has been handed down from Norse mythology as a very recognizable and oft-used dwarven name. Often it becomes the name of a dwarven god or a god of the forge. Durin, the first dwarf, or something like that, you know. And then Dvalin is kind of the namesake of Dwalin from The Hobbit.
Ha! You return, and they are dead? Good. Well, let's not waste any more of your time. The path already lies open, and it's up to you whether you follow it or not.
Now he has a quest for us.
You should be in Asgard by nightfall if you maintain a good pace. Not that the sun ever sets there.
So there we go. Venture into Asgard. That's our new main quest. Let's see what the side quest has for us.
Trespasser, I can't help but notice the poor quality of your equipment. You call this an epic item?
Wow.
If you wish it, my brother and I can help. For a small favor, of course.
Of course, but we definitely want their help.
Now, you're going to Asgard. You can bring us something that has been denied to us for a long time. The fine mead of the Einherjar. from the other of Hydrun.
Okay, so in exchange for magic god beer, they will make us a really cool thing. So we're definitely going to bring them some mead. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Whoop. There we go. Love the crystals and stuff down here. I mean, not these crystals. Like, I don't like the ones that attack us. Just in general, you know. Oop. Yep, that is a thing you have to worry about. Oop. Hey, we got a golem heart right off the bat. Awesome. I was hoping one of those would drop quickly so that I could go ahead and showcase it. So there we go, a golem heart, enchants rings and amulets, 10% chance of 30% of your damage reflected, and 25% damage bonus to magical creatures. Now you saw what they were doing, right? Like that was fairly tough. They crouch down and get kind of a shield around them, and if you keep hitting them, it bounces your damage back at you. So they have their own little like thorns effect or shield. Also, they have a bad habit, if you see that, they kind of like... They're not invisible, it's like they... When they overlap each other... See, there's like an effect that screws up their sprites. It can make them a little bit difficult to fight. You have to suck down a lot of potions fighting them, too. Ooh, look down there. Wonder where we are. Blue larva. But what's this? We're getting close to a see? I was gonna say we're getting close to a gate between worlds. And we see roots and branches. You know where we are. And there's a rebirth fountain not far away. Whoop. Look back around. Beetles. Yggdrasil beetles. Whoop. So going to be a lot of bugs on Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil. Whichever way you pronounce it. Here, it's right here, so let me not be foolish. Let me grab that before I do anything else. And I've got to remember to stay on top of the potions. That's the only change you really have to make. Is I was already kind of like drinking them in between battles anyway. But now, without Trance of Convalescence, I will have to drink them a little bit more to make sure we stay topped off in between encounters. Whoa. See, like that, because we don't want to get caught unawares and get blasted by something when we run up to it. Yggdrasil snakes. Yggdrasil spiders. Ah, so there's spiders in this one too. I'll have to put all kinds of warnings on my YouTube upload. Yggdrasil eagles. Yggdrasil eagles. They've got Yggdrasil everything. There's a special version of every animal for the tree. Talk about putting all your eggs in one basket. See, look, mantids. Ooh, an experience shrine. It's been a while since we saw one of those. Let me grab it and let's put it to good use. Excellent. There's more where that came from. Look at that over there. I love that background. An Yggdrasil bud. Oh, well, maybe that health regen was doing more than I thought, because I'm hearing that low health beacon a lot. Or beacon, listen to me, alarm, you know. I do like the damage that Trance of Wrath is doing, though. Oh. Nice. Got another Beast Charm. We'll look at that one in a second. Our Experience Shrine just wore off, but I wanted to make sure that we used all of it and got everything out of it that we could get before we did anything else. Alright. Here it is. Aether. A magical substance said to be the origin of all living things, but also harmful to the touch. Enhances rings and amulets with elemental damage, and it converts a portion of your weapon's base damage to elemental damage. Now that's something we haven't seen before. But that's really cool, because if you're fighting enemies that have high physical resistance and not high elemental resistance, then that means that you can take part of this massive damage that you're doing over here and you can translate it directly into magical damage instead of physical. That can be a big help. Now, of course, it also is going to have its effects, because remember, you know, the difference between total damage, like we were looking at earlier, and physical damage. We have bonuses to physical damage. That's not going to apply to any of the damage that is converted by the Aether from physical to elemental. So that's something that must be considered. Oh, so beautiful here. I love the look of this place. And despite the monsters, it just has like a really tranquil feel to it, I think. In my opinion, anyway. Now, I guess one of the silver linings of hitting low health all the time like that, because we don't have Trance of Convalescence, is that the Warhorn ability from our helmet is going to activate more often. There we go, more Aether. There we go. If you watch as it, you know, like damage, we get hit by poison or something like that, and it goes down for a little bit, and it kind of has to equalize before it starts going back up. So, well, we celebrate all such victories. Hello. Man, now I'm craving pot stickers. I could go for some gyoza right now. Here we go. We are in Asgard. Welcome. Check it out. Oh. Alfheim warriors. Ah, stop shining the sun on us. Hate that. We don't want that. And what am I going to have for dinner tonight? I guess now it's going to be Asian food. Just a question of what. Go. I like how they disappear. When you take them out, they just kind of like vanish into twinkling lights. Reminds you that they're supposed to be spirits, you know. This is Asgard, so this is where the heroes go, right? Whoop. Got that guy. Come here. Come here. Oh, they're slippery. They make a funny sound when they go, though. So... Diddly-doo. That does sound good. Just depends on your filling. Yeah, a lot of people don't think of that, though. You know, when you add the water in to steam them. Ooh, 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 nice. You put something in it, then it's going to add flavor. Alright, we've got another blue drop. Stop shining the sun on us. We don't want that. Okay. Oh, it's a bow. I knew it. Shadow Wrath. It's a pretty good bow, though. Bonus to pierce damage, strength, dex, health, energy regen, and a bonus to undead damage versus undead. And also Spirit Ward. As long as the bow is equipped, it casts a protective ward that reduces the damage of undead attacks on the player and nearby allies. So it gives you a spirit mastery skill that just stays on as long as you're wearing the bow. That's pretty good. More water spirits. Gotta chew through them quickly. Man, I am feeling a vast difference without Trance of Convalescence. I may have bad-mouthed it a little too much. I really didn't think it was going to make this much of a difference, but like it's very noticeable. I am feeling it. Oh, I opened the chest. That's not what I wanted. Ah, my fibula. And we are chewing through potions. Whoop. Come back here. Man alive. These guys hit so hard. Whoop. Oh man, come on. One bad click and I ran all the way around the cliff. Shoo-wee. Okay, let's go retrace our steps a little bit here. You can see this is kind of all over the place. Asgard is a pretty open level here in this first part. Now you see they count as magical, so we found a charm that did additional damage to magical enemies. That's why it starts dropping there, so that you can use it. Oop. Why did I hit the map button when I meant to hit potion? Wow. Goodness gracious. Phew. Now this over here. Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. That's just a shadow. Okay. So we did that. We did that. So we got to go back this way. We got to keep an eye out for map markers for stuff like rebirth fountains, because that's going to indicate which way we're supposed to go. Man. Also, listen at that track in the background. One of the reasons I'm not chattering over top of it is because, like, this is like the Norse remix of the main theme. They do a reprise, right? For every expansion pack. Well, this is the one for Ragnarok. Yes, I do think. I don't know if you heard that voice clip in the background. You think, they said? That was well timed. Well done, game. Game's trolling me. I have to be honest, I'm not loving Trance of Wrath. I did back in the fungal caves, but like now here? I don't know. I'm starting to hear that sound way too often. And I feel like with Trance of Empathy, I would either be healing from damage, and then also if they're hitting me that hard, then they would be hurting themselves significantly as well. Or if we stayed with Trance of Convalescence, then like, look at this. I came in here with almost 80 health potions, and I'm down to 34. Now, admittedly, things like these water spirits do just hit really hard. Come back here. Oh my god. Hate you. Okay. Alright, we're getting there. Einherjar Jarl. They missed an opportunity there. They could have just called them Einherjarls. I mean, right? Like, I'm not wrong. Oh, you still fighting one little guy? There, we'll give him a hand. Don't want him to face danger alone, as capable as he is. Okay, there we go. Back around this way to this edge. I would say, man, like, does Odin know that his guys are just kind of standing around talking about drinking on the job? But, I mean, absolutely, because these are Nords. So, yes. Phew-wee. Man, yeah, see. And I know part of it is probably because I'm still wearing this armor. But, like, you guys can tell a difference, too, right? Like, it's not just me. Ooh, more opponents' horses. I don't want to just complain to be complaining, but it's feeling rough. Oh my gosh, go down. No. You don't get battle standard. We've been over this. Only we get to use battle standard. There we go. Those are built on the same model as like the dryad or nymph that you get as a nature summon. And you can tell because when they shoot that little green energy bolt, plus they have bows. And those are both things that the nymph does. Okay, here's our rebirth fountain coming up here. Gladsheim. There we go. I wanted to get rid of that right away because we don't want to fight anybody in the effects of a battle standard if we're going to be this squishy. We got our nightmare. Come on back out, little dude. Hugh-wee.
You again here? Warriors.
Oh,
help
her.
us deal with this intruder.
Oh. I'm not even going to use battle standard for you. And some of the squishiness is just the enemies. They hit really hard here. Like, there's a bit of a difficulty spike, because you saw, like, those statues were nothing to write home about. I used 1 potion. There we go. Excellent. Making much better progress now. Aha! So here we are. Gladsheim. There's our first Valkyrie. They're our Harpy replacement for this level. Come back here. Boom. Phew. Goodness gracious. Alright. I'm gonna head west first. No, what did I just tell you? We just talked about this. Stop using battle standard. Oop. Oh my gosh. It's like you're just not listening. Honestly. I hope you're enjoying the thrilling, dynamic combat, like, from behind that tree branch. There we go. And more eloquence. We can add that to what we already have.
The ravens would have you.
The ravens will have us, they claim. I'm not feeling it. You see, the Valkyries have the defense mastery, so the first thing that they do is activate that aura, which makes everyone harder to kill. So they've got to go down first. You could tell that rather than just, like, kind of reduce the gain and actually have that voice actress shout that battle cry, they just had her sort of, like, recorded in a quiet studio. And here you are with me. Like, there's no power behind it. It's fine. It's fine. It just sounds funny. A noxious raven spear. Ugh. Gross. Does this area remind you of anything? It shouldn't necessarily. It just, to me, the way the platforms are all built on top of one another and it kind of interlocks in this pattern, it puts me a lot in the mind of the Hanging Gardens. And I don't know that they, like, borrowed from the design of that level for this one. I don't think they did it consciously. I just think that they're similar. I love that these giant statues can be confused for some reason. Like, it doesn't really make any sense, but whatever. Phew. Take some of these guys out. Oh. I was hoping to get that other one too, but he wasn't clustered closely enough. There we go. Any of you gonna come to life? Yeah, one of you. That's fine. Go for it. Floor cash. These are a little bit better built than the stone statues that came to life in Egypt, I guess. You can kind of hear them creak and grind a little bit as they do come to life and animate, but they don't break apart and have to use magic to, like, literally hold their joints together the way that the stone ones in Egypt did. Nope. No battle standard for you. More money. More money is more better. Goodness. Oh, there you go. Now you can really hear those first few notes of the main theme. I love that. Love that theme. And it's so cool that they keep bringing it back. Alright, another Aesir blade. They've got some good drops anyway. Not mad about that. Go down. Phew. Oh, there he is. Oh. And Harryar's fate. They drop some weird named items like that, you know. More elves. They're not here to eat your cat, though. They're the old kind of elf. Like Gandalf. From Alfheim. Okay, I need to do that part right there. Don't want to miss this guy. You can see the next rebirth fountain over there. And here's the interior wall. Okay, so got most of this cleared out. I'm going to have to loop back around. Head south a little bit, no problem. Oh, let me grab this guy on the way. Now, every time we have opened a majestic chest that was just like in the middle of nowhere since we got to Ragnarok, there's been a well, look, we can do that too. Yeah. Look, we also have spiritual warriors. Ah. But anyway, yeah, every one of these has been trapped. So let's see. Nope, okay. Well, I'm surprised. Because you saw that last one blow up and hit us with lightning. Thanks, guys. Take 5. Okay. Here are the pools where we saw that one Valkyrie earlier. And you know, it's odd. I just want to call this out that back when we were in, I think, Glauberg? Or it may have been... No, maybe not Glauberg. It might have been when we first got to Scandia and we were in Jilfi's, like, kingdom. But, the mage there mentioned that they looked down on magic and considered it to be like dishonorable or something like that, or cheating. And he was like, but how can power be shameful? And then we get to Asgard here, and there are absolutely wizards among the honored warriors of Asgard. So take that for what you will. Good, got him. Haha. Either of you gonna come to life? No? Okay. That was your only chance, by the way. And you missed it. If you didn't take it, I can't help you. No! No, stop with the battle standard! Stop it! Stop it! I'm gonna send out a memo. And you and all of your friends are going to get a copy. No battle standard. Let it be known. I have spoken. Oop. My dot was killing them so fast I couldn't get over to them and click on them. Never a bad thing. There we go. That's where Trance of Wrath really should be shining. Oh. I am down to 10 potions, folks. I really have to say, I don't think that I'm feeling Trance of Wrath. Maybe this is why I don't use it. Just trying to remember, like, why I haven't put lots of points in it before. I think this is why. Other people are going to have different builds, and if you paired Dream with something like, say, Defense. Remember, we considered that if you weren't here for the beginning of this series. Defense was one of the masteries that was floated by you guys as one that you would like to see, and we wound up taking Dream and Warfare instead. But if you had Defense, then I think Trance of Wrath would be really great because you would have so much more armor, so many more hit points, that it wouldn't be as much of an issue. But with it being Dream and Warfare, like, you hit really hard, but you're a bit of a glass cannon, can be, I won't say is, but can be the downside of this combo. Oh, that's right, there's a log gate over there. We can't go that way yet. So I need to go over here. And so, I'm thinking Trance of Wrath, we may have to roll that back. I am definitely willing to try Empathy, though, because we had it, of course, back when it was the only one that was available. And then we switched to Trance of Convalescence as soon as it became available. And that's what we've been with ever since. But we haven't gotten to see what Trance of Empathy can do with a lot of points piled into it. And it may be a lot more effective because we're going to have health drain and damage reflection both. So, once again, like, if they're going to be working this hard at killing us, and we're going to be working this hard at killing them, then we can be draining health from them with our high DPS to make the most of that, while at the same time they are depleting their own health by beating on us with their high DPS. And that sounds like a pretty sound plan to me. We won't know until we give it a shot, but I am certainly willing to do that. So let me know what you think after this episode. You know, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Pillow Fort if you're not already. Follow me here if you're not already. I appreciate every single one of you guys who does that. And if you only came in towards the end of the stream and didn't get to see the whole thing, then I do upload to YouTube as well. So pop over to my YouTube channel, which is going to be linked here, and you can catch the entire playlist for the whole series, as well as this episode starting tomorrow. Please don't be trapped. Oh, there we go. And feel free to, you know, leave your comments. I love when you guys send me a message. Message me on Twitter. There we go. And that finishes up this area. So we've already unlocked the Rebirth Fountain over here. We're done with this part of Gladsheim. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. I won't take these points out yet, but let me know your opinion. Tell me if you think that we should try Trance of Empathy, or if we should just go back to Trance of Convalescence. But I'm really not feeling Trance of Wrath. I'm going to have to go back to town and spend a bunch of our fortune on more healing potions. So I'll do that in between episodes when I also unload all of this stuff and put the appropriate equipment on the appropriate mules. So I'll take care of that. And I will see y'all for the next episode of Titan Quest, which will be next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York and Miami time here in the U.S. And don't forget to join us for our other series where Specific Pixel plays with me, my wonderful husband, on Mondays at the same time. And of course, I've got my first blind Let's Play of Betrayal in Antara on Saturday. So I hope that I'll see you for all of those, or for any of them. And I've certainly enjoyed seeing you here tonight. I always love playing with you guys. It makes the game so much better and more interesting. So, if I'm lucky, that means you'll be back for future installments. And until then, take care of each other, stay safe, be cool, and as always, thanks for playing.